So, hi, and welcome back, everyone. Continuing with Death Note, which I am absolutely loving so far. I love this cat and mouse game between Light and L. And each episode, I'm just wondering how one is going to outsmart the other. Let's not waste any time with an intro. Let's just get on with this. As I'm getting more into the show, I'm paying more attention to the intro. And it feels like there's potentially a lot of spoilers here. So I don't know who this person is, but it looks like I'm guessing that's Light. Something's happened to him. He's been carried. So there's that to look out for. There's the guy with the blue hair, and they're kind of face to face on those two like pillars or buildings or something at the beginning. I'm guessing that's Ellen Light. So all this mystery around who he is, and he's kind of showing off in the intro. I think there's a girl with blue hair who I haven't seen yet. Shinigami's. And look, he's got red eyes. I'm guessing he takes the Shinigami eyes deal. There's the blue hair guy, so I'm guessing that's Ellen Light.
The price for having a Shinigami's eyes is half of that person's remaining lifespan. Oh. What'll it be, Light?
Deal or no deal, Light?
Has anyone seen Ryuk around lately?
Maybe he was serious about losing his Death Note.
No way. Then he'd be stuck there till the end of that human's life or until the Death Note was destroyed. That could take a while.
Doesn't look like he's missing out on much there.
You know what? I actually heard he was carrying 2 Death Notes.
Seriously? Why would he need 2?
Wasn't there some reference to there being a previously one dropped quite in the beginning? Didn't he say something like, oh, I've lost another one, or this is the second one I've dropped, or something? So I wonder what happened to the first one. Is it still down there somewhere? I'm guessing it doesn't have to be owned by anyone. I'm guessing it can just lay dormant somewhere until it's found.
So, the price for receiving the eyes of a Shinigami is no more than half of my remaining lifespan?
Do we have a deal or not?
This deal is out of the question.
Okay. Values his life over the power.
My plan is to create an ideal new world free from evil and all criminals, and I intend to reign as a god in that world for a very long time. I might consider the deal if it lengthened my life, but not if I die sooner. I figured you, of all people, should know I wouldn't take this deal.
Anyway, I've done my part. I don't need you complaining I didn't tell you this earlier on.
I don't see why you couldn't have told me this when we met.
Good point. He's not the slightest bit daunted by the fact that I'm a Shinigami. He doesn't suck up to me, and he seems to have no problem giving me a hard time.
It is interesting how he's not completely freaked out by this, isn't it? And I don't think he ever has been, even when they first met, although I can't really remember how that went down now, but I remember at the time thinking he doesn't seem particularly bothered by this. Why is that?
You know, Ryuk, I might have seriously considered the deal if you'd offer me wings instead of eyes. Just the idea of flying around freely in the sky sounds very godlike. After all, it's been mankind's dream since antiquity to be able to fly.
You'd stand out if you sprouted wings and flew around.
I was only joking. Anyway, if I keep bargaining for eyes and wings and whatever else, next thing you know, I'm gonna end up becoming a real Shinigami.
I wouldn't worry. Even without the eyes and the wings, you're already a worthy Shinigami. The Shinigami realm is slowly rotting. We lead meaningless and empty lives. And the only reason we still take human lives is because we're afraid to die ourselves. The truth of the matter is that we no longer even know why we exist. Compared to that, you're becoming a much more impressive Shinigami.
I don't want to be compared to a Shinigami. I'm a human using this Death Note to make the world a better place for other humans. But I wouldn't necessarily say that the Shinigami realm is meaningless to humans either.
It's interesting that he phrases that as in he's making the world a better place for... He's a human making the world a better place for other humans. Not necessarily for him. It's not centered on him. It's centered on this notion that it's going to improve everyone's life. And I say that from the conversation that I had, I think, at the beginning of the previous episode, where we were thinking about personality disorders and how he views himself in this world. It's not necessarily all about him at this time.
Well, when you return from this world, why not use what you've learned here to try and change it for the better?
Well, Light, I'm not sure why I never noticed this until now, but you're quite the positive thinker.
Yeah, of course I am. That's why I'm using the Death Note to create a better world. You have to be a positive thinker to even attempt something like this. That's it. I got it.
What you got?
I think I just figured out how to find the name of the guy who was following me today. I already know that if I write down a cause of death, I've got 6 minutes and 40 seconds to record the conditions and exact time of death. I need to know exactly how far I can go in terms of specifying the details of death.
Another 6 inmates were found dead last night? What? Bizarre behavior before they died? Could you be more specific?
Before one of them died, he drew a pentagram on the wall of his cell using his own blood.
Okay.
What is it, Watari?
3 more heart attack victims, but the circumstances of their deaths are different from what we've seen thus far.
What do you mean by different?
I'm sending you a copy of a letter as well as pictures taken at the scene.
Okay.
Why is Elle always in this room with nothing in it, sitting on the floor? Is this a focus thing so he can focus and put all of his cognitive power and processes towards this case? Or is it a sensory thing? I'm interesting now in his presentation.
It's believable that our victim might have been genuinely afraid and wrote this, but we know Kira can control the time of death. What if he can also determine the actions in the moments leading up to death? In which case...
Clever.
I have reason to believe that Kira was performing some kind of test using these criminals. And if that's the case, we'd only be giving him the results if this information is leaked to the public.
So now he's experimenting on his victims? Horrible.
He's playing with people's lives as if all this was just a game. It's unforgivable.
But doesn't Elle also know there's a leak in the police somewhere? So he knows it's going to get back to Light anyway. Or is he also testing that at the same time?
If Kira is really using criminals as test subjects, what is he trying to achieve?
Look at this, Ryuk. I think we're in luck. The results of yesterday's little test have already been downloaded onto my dad's computer. And these results are just as I expected. One of them escaped and ran into the bathroom I had specified. Another one drew the same symbol I had drawn in the death note before he died. And finally, a third wrote the same letter I had written in the word for word. All 3 did exactly what I intended them to do. For the other 3 inmates, I purposely wrote conditions that were virtually impossible. With the first one, I wrote that he would die in front of the Eiffel Tower in 1 hour. However, everyone knows that it's physically impossible to go from a prison in Japan to Paris, France in only 1 hour. The next was supposed to draw an exact picture of Elle's face on the prison wall. This also didn't happen. You can't draw someone you've never seen. With the last one, I tried something slightly different. I specified that he would write a note that read, "I know that Elle is suspicious of the Japanese police." To be honest, I actually expected this one to work, but it didn't end up happening. Which means, it's impossible to make someone write what they don't already know. Or, at the very least, it has to be the kind of thing that they could come up with on their own. As long as it's within the realistic limits of what that person might do, I can control them as much as I want.
What's all this leading to? What's the point?
These latest victims will no doubt keep Elle and the police guessing. He's probably trying to decipher all the clues I left for him, especially that little note. That absolutely meaningless message.
Could the pentagram and this letter be some kind of message? Is this it?
Yesterday on the news, they said this drug addict tried to rob a bank but was unsuccessful. He attacked a few people and then ran away empty-handed. I'll use him. It's kinda last minute, but I'm sure I can find someone.
For what?
You'll see. Believe it or not, I'm actually a rather popular guy. Ryuk.
I've got no idea what he's got planned at all here. I'm trying to think of it, but I don't know. I don't know how it all connects.
He's still following me. Perfect. This whole thing would just be a waste of time if he wasn't tailing me.
Light!
A date?
Yeah. It's a date no matter how you look at it. And I'm sure even my stalker will see it that way. Sorry, did I keep you waiting?
No, not at all. Anyway, I haven't been to Spaceland since junior high. I'm so excited. And the best part is I have you all to myself.
During the week,
He goes to school and cram school at night. Dates on his day off. A normal kid, just a hardworking senior in high school. Chief Yagami's son, Light Yagami. No cause for suspicion.
Well, just keep doing what you're doing then, Light.
I'll be done with my surveillance today.
Yeah.
And that'll be it.
Sorted.
I don't get it, Light. Didn't you say you weren't going out until entrance exams were over?
That was before I scored #1 on the national practice exams.
Oh, you're such...
Number 1. Oh, that was the bank robber guy, wasn't it? Yeah.
Everything should go smoothly.
A bus jacking? You gotta be kidding me.
Okay.
Everybody shut up! All right, driver. You listen to me. I know you've got the number for Spaceland's office on you. Call him!
My bus has been hijacked.
You heard what he said. Now you listen up. Have a female staff member bring all of Spaceland's cash from yesterday. I know it's there. Have him meet us 2 bus stops from the park. And don't make me wait.
Light doesn't bother at all, does he?
Yuri, don't be scared. As soon as he turns around, I'm going to grab the gun out of his hand.
Don't be stupid. That's risky. If it comes to that, I'll take care of it. It's okay. We don't have to pass notes back and forth. As long as we keep it down, he won't be able to hear our voices over the sound of the engine.
Do you have any proof that you're not his accomplice? Why should we trust you? Yes, I've read about this before. The first hijacker comes in like he's working alone. Meanwhile, a second one pretends to be a hostage and stays in the very back just in case something goes wrong.
I have no choice. I'm sure Light Yagami isn't Kira. Here's my proof. Take a look.
FBI? I see.
It's got his name on it.
So we got the FBI to investigate anyone connected to the Japanese police. His name is Ray Penber.
That little smile. Got your name now, Ray Penber.
So if it comes down to it, I can rely on you, right?
Yes. That's right. This guy. His face was all over the local news just a few days ago. He's extremely dangerous.
We're safe. In fact, he's not gonna do anything.
Don't move, you little punk! What the hell is that? You guys were planning something back here, weren't you? Plans for a date, huh? Stupid kid.
Gotcha.
Who the hell are you? Don't mess with me! How long have you been hiding back there?
Can you see him?
So you mean you can actually see me right now?
Stay there, you! You! Keep away from me, you freak!
This isn't good. He's hallucinating.
Oh, I get it. That little note that Light accidentally dropped was actually torn from the pages of the death note itself. Since he tricked this guy into touching the paper, he's the only other one on the bus who can see me. That's so smart. Sorry, pal. I'm a Shinigami, so I'm afraid your bullets aren't gonna kill me.
That face.
It's not the bus! Let me off!
11:45 on the dot. Everything went just as I planned. Kiichiro Osoreda boards the 11:31 Spaceland-bound bus near the eastern entrance to the park and attempts to hijack the bus. He sees a horrific phantom and, terrified, he flees the bus. Immediately afterwards, at 11:45, struck by a car. You will be next.
Oh, he's going to leave him alone. He's going to, if he does nothing, he'll probably just move on to the next target. Oh, man. Right. I don't watch the previews because I can just watch the next track. I mean, I don't feel like I really commented much on that because I was just trying to follow the story for most of it and understand what Light's plan was. He's so clever. So he's got Ray Penbar's name by getting Ray to show him some ID because, to identify himself as a policeman or an FBI agent. He manufactured that whole scenario just to do that. Plus, I guess, like, gets to take out evil as he sees in the world, a criminal. I don't think there's much more to say. It is what it is, isn't it? Fascinating. I'm so curious about how they're going to keep up this cat and mouse chase and these new ideas and plans all the way throughout these episodes. It's so fun to watch. Right, I don't think I have much more to say about that. But that's it. Done. Thanks for watching. Take care. Goodbye.